pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
Follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series live from the Talladega Superspeedway. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight, folks from Talladega. My name is Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, he is the one, the only, and I mean it when I say the only, Dewey Schramm III. Dewey, welcome back to the JTN booth.
Glad to be back here in the JTN booth and up in the booth for the first time for a hobo race. Never been.
Is this really the first time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uncharted territory for me tonight.
We're just breaking that seal, huh?
We are.
No
better track to do it at.
No kidding. I mean, you're going to get to say all the names, learn all the faces, learn all the paint schemes and the cars and the drivers and the stars. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
Keep your head on a swivel at all times.
Qualifying currently underway, folks. If I put up our opening graphic, you'll see that Joseph Weaver's name's on there. Get well soon, buddy. So Dewey stepping in. So a big thank you to Dewey for being here tonight on short notice. Sending our well wishes to our colleague, Joseph Weaver. Hope he has a speedy recovery. But Dewey, it's a good thing you're here because we had a schedule addendum. We'll talk about that as the broadcast goes on. But tonight, sole focus, 66 laps around the Talladega Superspeedway. It's not a long time. It's not a short time either. It's going to be a challenge for these drivers nonetheless.
It has, and it's also the second time that these guys will be tackling this track this week. Of course, they had their NCTS 09 race here at Talladega on Sunday night, also 66 laps, and Duke Sorensen took the win in that race, so that 59 trying to go back-to-back here in these Talladega races this week, but there's a lot of other hungry drivers in this field that are going to try to win it over him, so we'll have to see who comes out on top after 66 chaotic laps, or what should be chaotic laps.
Not too chaotic, though, hopefully, right? I mean, I think we want to see as much
Somewhere
green flag racing. Yeah, you know, it's a little bit of this and a dash of that is okay, but I think we want to see a good, clean race here tonight. Let's go 66 laps green flag. Let's just do that, you know?
Yeah, that's basically what the ARCA race was the other day, so it's attainable.
It's attainable. It's possible. It's plausible. These guys here at Hobo, they always do a great job. We encourage you always, if you want to check it out and find out more, you can go to hoboracing.com. Go to their website. They have a great website. Schedule, results, you name it, it's on the website. Go check it out there. Again, hoboracing.com. It's also linked down in the video description below. Qualifying, you're seeing those results trickle across the top of your screens as those come in. A very strong field here tonight, Dewey. I believe about 30 drivers here this evening, so a strong field nonetheless. And we'll be able to read those qualifying results off for the folks at home in a few moments.
Yeah, and a lot of crossover, of course, between this series and the BSR Cup Series. If you're a regular that tunes into that every week, you may notice some familiar names scrolling across the top of your screen. So, you know, if you like to root for a guy in there every week, well, you can root for him again here for tonight. And, of course, another big plate race, which we just had at BSR only a couple weeks ago. So a whole run, really, of plate tracks across all our different leagues, seemingly. So going to try to carry the momentum across them all.
Dewey likes weaving this little web, You know,
I
that's
do.
what Dewey likes. He's talking about the truck race. Now Duke Sorensen won it a couple nights ago. He's talking about some familiar names if you watch JTN Weekly, and of course a bunch of familiar names if you've been a longtime fan of our broadcast here with our friends at HOBO Racing. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. But Dewey, I don't believe you have the starting lineup sheet, do you?
I don't think I do.
Oh man. All right.
I've got
Well,
the qualifying order here, though.
huh?
But I've got the order here, though, and there are way more than 30 people.
Oh wait, you do have it?
Well, I'm looking at the game standings.
Oh, I didn't realize. So, folks, we had some issues. Dewey was having some issues. Did you
Yeah.
fix your issues?
I did.
Oh, well, good job.
We are Gucci Mane.
Oh my goodness, Dewey, I
Yeah.
am so proud of you right now. You have no
Thanks.
idea how proud I am. You're doing stuff by yourself. You're being proactive. It's gonna be a love fest up here in the booth tonight till
It
these
is.
drivers start racing. But why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
Yeah, why don't we? No better time than right now. Leading us to the green flag tonight will be the 4 of Matt Stern. You may know him over in BSR as Silver Bullet, but Matt Stern over here. To his outside will be the 73 of Herman Reese, that famed red and black Cadillac that has run here for so many years. Brian Voiles has been a menace on the plate tracks over in BSR. He qualifies in 3rd, trying to bring that super speedway prowess over here to Hobo tonight. Randy Smith in the 10 will start to his outside in 4th. Harry Kodian rounds out the top 5 with the 9 of Fugate to his outside in 6th. Mark DeSenza and Steve Grant make up row number 4, with Steve coming into tonight as the points leader here in the Hobo Cup Series. Running out the top 10, Jeff Stakanis in the 31 and Eddie Rayleigh in the 112. Back in row 6, Wiley King in the 095, who's had so many great runs over in BSR, trying to do the same here tonight. And Rick Castle in the 124. Duke Sorensen, who won the truck race 2 nights ago, rolls off 13th with BSR veteran Monty Keller to his outside in 14th. Back in row number 8, as they are flipping like crazy on the front stretch, trying to get it out of the way before we get things going tonight. Row number 8, Dalton Williamson in the 55, and Mac Daddy Keith McLean in the 28. Bob Gibson in the 46 will roll off 17th into his outside, the 77 of, I don't have his first name. I'm sorry, I don't know what his first name is. D. Johnston, though, will roll off in 18th. Trey Donahue and Larry D. round out our top 20 here for tonight with the 07 of S. Rubino and D. Rubino.
Steve and Danny.
Yeah, I need a list of names here. But row 12, the 78 of Ryan Johnson and the 00 of Gary Jackson. Mike Rogers and Andrew Miller making up row number 13 with Greg Stenzo and, let's see, Jason San Diego back in row 14. Rounding out our top 30 starters, Ron Simpson in the 25 with Ken Hansen to his outside in the 94. Row number 16 will be Julian Wilson in the 029 and Rod Weston in the 19. The 23 of Maverick and Magoo back in row 17. Magoo had a top 5 here at Dega in BSR not too long ago. Andre Mogeron and Randy Waugh look to round out our 36-car field here for tonight, Joe. Big crowd.
36 cars.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights must just be a good night for racing, man.
I guess. We've had a lot of big fields over in Maverick, if, of course, tuning in over there, and now a 36-car field here tonight for Hobo. Yeah, guess it's just something about Tuesdays.
Something about Tuesdays. Welcome in, Ann, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night. See Zach Rogers in chat. He says, "What's up to you and me, Dewey?" You know.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Ann and Barbara, of course, going to be rooting on Bino in the 44 and Steve Rubino in the 07 here tonight. Customary.
Yeah, about 30 seconds left here in our little warm-up session, so just about getting ready to take the green, getting some last-minute adjustments in, and maybe practicing some pit entry. Never know when you might need that, so...
Do you know how to enter the pits?
For the most part. I have my mess-ups, but... Of course, saw some issues with it in the Cup race on Sunday, so definitely want to get that nailed down, though, if we do indeed have green flag stops tonight. Don't want to do what Denny Hamlin did.
You don't want to. You don't want to what?
I don't want to spin coming into the pits.
No, just don't do it then.
Zach drinking an IPA over here in Massachusetts. I will not be drinking an IPA on the job, but I am over here in Massachusetts.
No, but he's in Massachusetts too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was just making sure you weren't saying that he was like promoting you to drink on the job or anything.
Oh.
Making sure.
I could get away with it, but I have standards.
What? Wait a minute. Reverse. That's gonna be the last JTN broadcast, by the way. When we're done, we're gonna have fan cams. Like, we're gonna all have our cameras up. We'll have them in, like, I don't know, in the upper corners or something. We'll figure it out. And it's just every time there's a crash, we'll have to, I don't know, do a shot or something.
It'll be like Moon Car by the end.
Alcohol does make you dangerous on here, so that's why you do it as the last one. Just throwing that out there.
Drivers, to your cars.
Alright, drivers getting called to their cars. We wait the command to get engines fired here from Talladega. Yeah, Dalton, that would not be a good idea. 36 cars, exactly, Barbara. It's a great field.
Drivers, start your engines!
So you get the command, and engines are fired here from Talladega. Folks, again, a big thank you for tuning in here. Make sure, if you haven't already, to click the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. You don't want to miss a second of the action here on JTN tonight.
No, you don't.
The field will roll off. And we'll await the start of this race.
Yeah, 66 laps, 2.5 miles, 36 cars. It is going to be a good show here tonight. Matt Stern, Herman Reese, Brian Voiles, Randy Smith, Harry Kodian, our top 5 starters here to lead us to the green. Mentioned earlier all the wins that Brian has accumulated already over in BSR at these plate races, and decided to jump over here and qualify third for this one. So
And
picking up right where he left off.
Big thank you to Brian, too. He was our sponsor, him and Voiles Trucking, and Kathy, our sponsor here tonight. 18 to 20 laps on a tank of fuel, Zach. 18 to 20.
Yeah, looking like about a 3-stopper here tonight.
Hopefully these guys aren't riding around saving fuel.
Yeah, no, that was
For some
certainly
reason.
something to watch the other day.
Let me tell you, I'll rant about that at some point tonight. As the pace car lights just turned back on.
Yeah, why did they?
Oh,
we got a wreck.
crash.
Ken Hansen's got
That's-
roof damage.
that's
That
a
94
reset.
just flipped on the pace lap, Joe.
That's a
No,
reset.
multiple people flipped over.
Yeah, we'll get reset here.
I think the 47 flipped over too, but unfortunately we won't be able to show it to you because it's been reset. But
That's okay.
we got a little mulligan here for this one.
Our
That has been scrubbed from our memories. That never happened.
we normally when we do broadcasts we say no resets, right? Like that's our hard and fast rule and whatnot. But for a night like tonight, for a special occasion, it's okay, right?
Yeah, not very often you see two cars flip over on the pace lap.
Pace lap. Yeah, that's
Uh,
usually not a good thing, right?
No, no.
Start your engines.
All right. Let's try again. All right, how you feeling this time, Dewey?
Just as good as the last time.
All right, but yeah, none of that,
That did
fuel
not
saving.
shake my confidence whatsoever.
Welcome in, Michael.
We're getting the funnies out before we really get going.
We're yeah, hopefully we're not saving fuel tonight because they didn't do that the whole first 2 years of next gen. You know?
Yeah, I don't know who it was that said that the best solution is to add another stage, but
Rodney
no,
Childers. Yeah.
no. But let's not do that.
Maybe we just move the stages around or something. I don't know.
Maybe we should just not have stage cautions anymore.
Yeah, but you'd still race to get the stage points, I think.
You would, but you know, if they didn't have a yellow after every stage anymore, you know, you'd really have to.
Yeah, but how would we bunch
Figure
the
out if
cars
the
back up
points
for the
are
road
worth it.
courses?
I don't know. I don't know.
Welcome in, Josh. Welcome in, Gary.
Somebody knows. It ain't me.
Apparently. Make sure, folks, too, if you haven't already, please, oh, please click that like button. It does a lot to help support us. It shows your support for these drivers here at Hobo. Remember, if you want to stay up to date on the action here in the HOBO Racing Cup Series, you can head on over to HOBORacing.com.
A very good website.
Very good.
Got
Dewey-
about 5 links open right now, getting myself
Dewey was
caught
doing
up
a
to
lot of
speed.
research. It's good.
Yeah,
Dewey's our new statistician.
putting the work in.
That's right. History major over here with a degree. It's a researcher,
BA
folks.
indeed. Somebody's gonna have a BA in Talladega racing after this next 66 laps. Let's find out who it's gonna be.
Matt Stern with control here for the start. Herman Reese to the outside. Green flag, but racing from Talladega.
No flipping before the start-finish line this time. All 36 of our very fast stock cars make their way into turn 1 for the first time this evening.
Stern and Voiles able to get clear. They'll drift up into that outside line as we head down the back straightaway. Battle for third is on between Harry Kodian in the 13 and Herman Reese in the 73.
Yeah, we'll have to see over the next couple of laps what strategies are chosen by which drivers. You're going to see some guys probably stay towards the front and try to set the pace and dominate the race. You're probably going to see some other guys drop towards the rear and just lay in the back for the majority of the opening run. So over the next 5-6 laps, we'll start to see who does what and how long they'll do it for.
With a larger field like this, would you be more inclined to try to press the issue to get to the front, or are you still maybe one of those guys that wants to stay at the back?
The bigger the field, the more I want to stay in the back, quite honestly.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a risk where the back can have their own issues and pile up sometimes, but when there's more cars, more of a reason for me to stay back there and hope to miss all of it.
Looking at you, Toyota teams.
Yeah, because that went so swimmingly. We've got a Cup debut out of it, though, so... Barry Cody and Matt Stern still side-by-side for that top spot here through the tri-oval. The 4 will pull ahead just a little bit, and will lead lap number 2. '13 pulls back even with the 4 again. He's got a good push from that 33 of Mark DeSenza in that Wrangler Chevy. Good looking car back there. In fact, there's a lot of good looking cars in this field.
Yeah.
These guys are on their A game when it comes to painting. still 2x2, looks like about 9-10 rows deep. They have stayed about all over each other here. Not a lot of spreading out to this point.
Not a huge. Well, yeah.
Inside line got a great run that time out of turn 2, and the 13 is going to pull even with the 4 once again here into turn 3. A little bit of a disconnect right now up top with the 68 and the 73, about a car length apart right now. And this may allow Harry Codian to lead his first lap of the night.
Getting some good pushes from Descenza and Stekenis there on the bottom, 33 and 31 respectively. Also Fugate there, the number 9, fourth car in line, and there's Duke Sorensen in the 59. He's 5th on the bottom right now.
Yeah, mentioned in the pre-race, the 59 took home the truck race victory on Sunday night, another 66-lapper, and running 9th right now in his quest to do it again here tonight. So up front early, and for him, hopefully often.
Right now you're seeing that inside line, Dewey. They're doing a good job of kind of keeping and minding their gaps, where third car in line, Herman Reese, isn't able to really pull up to the back bumper of the 68 right now, and that's really causing this outside line to start to trail.
Yeah, and the outside has the numbers that the inside does, but when you get that disconnect, it makes it very hard to keep the momentum going. And speaking of disconnects, we've got one now on the inside as well, as the 9 and the 59 got a little spaced apart, but
it's a little bit further back in the line, though, right? Isn't that better?
It's only about another car or two back. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, but looks like just like that, both of those gaps, though, have closed back up.
The 13's kind of gotten away from the 33 a little bit here down the back straightaway. And that's really what you're watching. You're watching to see who elects to, and how they elect to kind of carry their momentum through the car in front of them, right? That's kind of the one thing you're going to watch here is everybody gets a little loose off the corner.
Yeah, always a strategy to be played. And obviously, figuring out when the right time to push is and when the wrong times are to give a shot to the car in front of you. And all of that, hopefully, they get that all nailed down in practice and they don't find out the hard way during the race. But unfortunately, sometimes those things happen. But this field has, obviously, double wide restarted, and they are still looking about exactly how they were when we took the green flag. We are 2x2, about 15 rows deep still.
And it's a really respectful pack of cars right now, right? No one's really laying the bumper to the car in front of them, but they're keeping tight gaps to try to carry that momentum. As you said, they're still side by side. It's almost like we're pacing out there, maybe a little bit more hectic. But we're keeping our eyes locked here at the front of the field because it's been a gridlock right now at the front.
Yeah, and obviously later on in the race, I'm sure we'll see some 3 wide, but, really no reason for that on lap 8. Still very, very early on in the running. But the only thing with that third line...
Rod Weston's in the grass!
Oh. Yeah, that 19... Oh, he's got a lot of left side damage.
I don't know how he saved that car, though.
Well, I think he used the wall to save it, Joe. He kind of pancaked it a little bit.
Dewey, don't rain on my parade.
And that is likely going to require a lengthy repair job for that number 19.
Show a replay of it here. From high above. It's like
Jason San Diego saw on the bottom.
Yeah, gets a little tap from the 12 of Rogers.
Yeah, and there's your pancake to the driver door. So the 22 has lost the draft, and
so that's
19 is even further back. So
while that was going on, Harry Codian was able to get clear of the outside line for a moment. They fight back with momentum heading back into turn 3.
Yeah, with how much gridlock this field is in right now, neither line has really been able to pull any further ahead of the other one. So you're probably going to see this ebbing and flowing where the outside pulls ahead a little bit and then the inside will come back a lap or two later. And as long as they continue to run like this, that's probably what you're going to see. But you're not going to see it for very long because we're already halfway through this first fuel run.
Yeah.
So eventually these guys are going to have to get, all 36 of these guys are going to have to get single file and make their way down pit road, and might have some chaos when that happens.
Oh, we got one blowing up, Dewey.
Uh-oh.
10 cars blowing up, middle of the field.
A wreck. We've got people jostling
Steve
for
Rubino's
position.
into the inside barrier.
There we go. 77's in it. The 00 of Gary Jackson's up and over. He gets clobbered by the 23. Ron Simpson is in it. Magoo is involved. Andrew Miller. The 07 is in it. And that is our first yellow here on lap number 10. Troy Donahue also involved in the 81.
Yep, and guess what, Dewey?
And when somebody blows up mid-pack like that, there's just nowhere for anyone to go.
We're not going to get a replay of it.
Oh, no. Did your game crash?
Yep.
Oh, no.
So, that's...
I think the one that blew up was the 10 of Randy Smith, who was 4th on the outside. And when a car just has an issue like that and loses that much speed that quickly, it just bottles up everybody and they've got nowhere to go. But yeah, Gary Jackson and the 00 went for a tumble in this wreck. Damage doesn't look to be too bad, but going upside down, never a good thing.
That was our NASCAR on Fox moment of the night.
A couple guys did a nice job of slowing down to avoid this wreck, but some others not as fortunate.
Hey, Dewey, can we get a tally of the cars involved?
I can tell you that the 25 of Ron Simpson is out of the race due to the damage sustained in that. So, again, the 10 blew up, that stacked everybody up. The 00, the 25, the 07, the 188, the 77, the 81, 47, 23, 144... I think 9-10 cars end up with damage here when this is all set and done. Good break for Jason San Diego, who we saw lose the draft a couple laps prior.
Same with Rod Weston.
Yeah, an opportunity for that 19 to get that damage fixed. And looks like a camshaft issue is the listed reason for retirement for the 10, so 2 cars out of the running here on lap number 12. The 35 started, 33 left on the racetrack as the 21 did not start. But yeah, very early incident, and this shifts our pit window a bit further up as well now that everybody's come on down pit road. Might still need 3 more stops after this. Be very close.
Very close?
Very close indeed.
188 reports no damage.
I think the 188 hit a couple door bangs, but nothing that looked too severe. I'm shocked the 00 doesn't have more damage after going upside down. His roof looks almost completely clean.
Yeah, we are literally in our NASCAR on Fox era, huh? Not having replays of the incident.
Unbelievable. We've become what we sought to destroy.
Yeah. Apologies for that, folks.
Looks like Herman Reese stayed out another lap to get the lap led, so he'll come down pit road now with the 19. Believe that 73 is the only caddy in the field.
Be correct. Plenty of other General Motors products, though, with Chevrolets and Pontiacs. I don't think we have any Buicks tonight. Oh,
I
no,
always
no,
love...
the 029 is a Cadillac.
I got 2 caddies.
2 caddies.
I always love when we do races like this in Bomb Squad, when you can just look through the field and you just see so many different manufacturers and so many models for each one.
Some of which
You
don't
just
even
get a little
exist
bit
anymore.
of everything. Like, we've got like the original Gen 6 Fusion in here. We've got a next gen Fusion in here. We've got the SS. We've got the Camaro. We've got a Pontiacs. You've got Dodges in here. Of course, you got different versions of Camrys in here. And a couple Caddies, because why not? Good brand representation. Looks like that 19's gonna be A-OK. Got all that damage fixed up on that Rod Weston Dodge. He'll be able to rejoin the field here for this restart.
Wide shot of the field here. Upcoming races on JTN, presented by Scheme Haven. Next up is Sunday night. HOBO Racing Truck Series action from the Dover Motor Speedway. Then next Tuesday, it's the Budget Customs 200 from New Hampshire. And Thursday, May 2nd, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series returns from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Those races, of course, live right here only on JTN, presented by
SchemeHaven.com. Good slate of races on there coming up.
Unfortunately, we won't. We were previously scheduled for Thursday night's Bomb Squad race at North Wilkesboro. We will not be there this week. Apologies to all the drivers on that. Had some scheduling conflicts that came up on the personal side. So we will not be there.
Looking forward, though, to that Maverick Cup Series race next Tuesday from my home track of Loudon.
Are you going to be there?
I plan on it.
Okay.
That is the goal.
Welcome in, Kathy.
Still kind of bitter 7 years later that there's not a fall date there anymore, but what can you do?
Join the club. Dewey, join the club. Both of our tracks suck. Yeah, Zach, we always look forward to it.
Yeah, it's Maverick Night in America. What do you mean?
Yeah. It's fun. We're having fun.
We are having fun.
Someone brought that up the other night. Because it was at the All-Star race last year. I forget who it was. It was either Adam Stevens or Cliff Daniels. It was one of the two. On the radio. I don't know. All-Star race format got announced today, though.
I am very intrigued about those different sets of tires.
It's gonna be interesting.
Like, at this point, to me, the format is whatever. But, like, that tire thing is kind of uncharted territory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very interested to see how that ends up going.
It will be interesting indeed.
I've now discovered, I guess, we do single file restarts here.
Yes. Yes. Single file restarts here at HOBO.
So Matt Stern, Harry Kodian, Brian Voiles, Jeff Stakanis, and Fugate in the 9. Leading us back to the green.
You can call them steak and eggs too, but don't. I'll make them mad.
Well, why'd you do it then?
I got a rapport.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you now?
I do. Green flag.
So with this being a single file restart, I'm sure that it will definitely take longer for we shouldn't see the gridlock that we saw on the initial run. Of course, everybody restarting at different paces, you're probably going to see some groups that have different runs. So this might be a little bit more of an interesting couple laps here as everybody bunches back up. Harry Codian already with a move down to the inside of Matt Stern with help from that 31. Wiley King by the 9 of Fugate as well. Put that 95 into the top 5 now for the first time tonight.
The Stern falling back. Not a lot of takers right now on the outside line. Everyone is pretty much dropped to the bottom here, Dewey. Nope. Not a lot of takers to that outside line as the 31 and 13 thought about going up there.
Yeah, only the 3 up there right now. The 4, the 68, and the 11. There's a couple more.
They're pushing.
About 0.3 of a second back, led by the 028 of Monty Keller, but until they get hooked up, that outside is going to suffer here as this inside gets more and more cars all lined up together. But that 028's got a big head of steam here through the trial, but this gap is going to close very fast.
You know, what he does with that momentum and that energy is important, because it could either help this outside line start to mount a charge, or he could have tried to take it. He looks like he pushes it along. The 11 will start to close the gap back to the 68.
Yeah, obviously I think if there were like 5 laps to go, he would have taken that 3, but again, just no need to force the issue this early on. So now we've got both lines bunched up together again. So it just took 3 laps to get gridlock time instead of 1. But that's okay.
See Dog in the chat. Welcome in, Dog.
Looks like the pack is split into like thirds here. Got 2/3 of the main pack still all together, and then a group of about 10 or so back here, all running single file across the line. Or perhaps some of these guys electing to stay at the rear for the time being and just let these laps tick away. This pack led by that 07 and the 144 of Magoo. One of them just went all the way into the grass and slammed the inside wall.
Oh, that's the 77, Daryl Johnston.
And that car is junk here on the backstretch. I'm not sure how that just happened, but
caution.
He just bolted out of the line and went straight towards that inside wall. I'm guessing that may have been a hardware issue, perhaps, or maybe a connection issue. He kind of warped out, and then when he came back in, he was making a beeline with no way to stop it.
I think it's a hardware issue. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a controller or wheel disconnection, perhaps.
Nah, I think it's an internet disconnection.
Yeah, probably.
He went through the barrier there. Hold on. I always like seeing how far they go, you know?
Yeah, regardless of connection, a lot of damage, though, to that car.
So this is where we thought he was. You can see the wall there to the left.
He's just chilling.
Usually you want the wall to be to the right of you if you're down in the grass.
Caution number 2 here on lap 19.
We make light so we can have fun.
Indeed.
That's right, Bristol is a good boy. The bestest boy. He's got like little Grinch feet right now. He's gotta give him a little trim on the paws. Cars rolling out. All right, Dewey, we got our second caution of the night. This time for a single car incident, which we got a replay of.
Saw that one from every possible angle. Brilliant camera work there by our pal Bristol. The goodest of boys.
The goodest of boys. The bestest of boys.
Yes. Absolutely. Despite the amount of damage that 77 had, it looks like a good amount of it has been repaired here on pit road. We'll have to see if that car is down on power on the restart, but looks a little better than it did a lap ago.
Dewey, if you could have any of these cars out here, like actually, like you have like the street version of the car, what car would you pick?
The street version of any car in this field.
Yeah.
Honestly, a Pontiac. Ooh-wee.
Really? A Pontiac?
I think the Camaro and the SS are up there for me, but I just
Yeah.
miss Pontiac, man.
Dude, you were still in diapers when they went bankrupt.
I'm not that. I'm older than that.
Dude, you were still eating crayons when they went bankrupt.
Speak for yourself. I never ate crayons.
I'm sorry. Dude, you were still eating glue when they went bankrupt.
No, I would still huff it. No.
Whoa! Wow! So the truth comes out. The truth comes out.
JTN After Dark.
Always JTN After Dark. No, I'd kid. Those Pontiacs do look kind of nice, but obviously I'm a Mopar guy, so I'd take the Charger. But, you know.
And that's understandable. I get that completely.
If there were darts out here and you could promise me that it had a good, you know, drive line, maybe a dart, but yeah.
Yeah, my daily chariot is an Impala, so I'm already part of the bow tie brigade.
Ah. I drive a Dodge that people don't even know exists, so.
I don't think I've ever seen an SS listed anywhere for under like $30,000 though.
A Chevy SS?
Yeah, those things go for a pretty penny, even
Those things
used.
do go for a pretty penny. Because they only made them for a few years. I actually had 36 cars, Ben. I fell out of the server, so we lost 2 on our pylon, or our ticker.
Yeah, 36 were entered. Randy Wad did not start, and we had Ron Simpson wreck out on lap 9, and Randy Smith blew a camshaft. So got 33 still on the racetrack. And what was that about pylons, Joe?
Shut up. MIS still has its pylon, which I made a plea on the Fake Racers podcast this week. We encourage you to go check it out on Track and Turf. Made a post about it to the JTN YouTube channel, but NASCAR don't take the pylons away.
Well, it was there, and they took the one down at Texas too, right?
They took the one down at Texas, and they took the one down at Talladega, so hopefully there's one at Dover this week.
If the pylon at Indianapolis ever gets removed, there is going to be a riot.
It won't.
But if it ever did, that would be...
I mean, there was almost... I mean, people were upset when they went to the LED pylon at IMS.
I mean, frankly, to me, as long as there's a pylon there in any form, but it feels like with the pylon gone, there's just a piece of the track that's missing.
Hmm.
Like part of its identity is kind of gone. Back up here, though, at the front for this restart. Looks like Maverick will lead us to the green with Matt Stern in second. Brian Voyle, Steve Grant, and Jeff Stakanis going to round out our top 5. Mentioned a little earlier that Steve Grant came into tonight's race leading the points and currently running in 4th, so on track if this holds to retain that points lead. Came in up by, I think, over 100 points on Julian Wilson, so it's built up a pretty big lead pretty quick.
Maverick with control here for the restart in the 23. Green flag. We're back underway, lap 23 of 66. 23 for 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 44 to go, so still likely 2 more pit stops required to make it to the end on gasoline.
Why'd you say it so weird?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fix your attitude.
Yeah. Top 3 pulling away a little bit. So Brian Wills
Brian
makes a big
Wills
move
said,
down to the
"Screw that."
inside of Matt Stern for second. He might get the lead here 2 out of 4. And the 4 is going to jump down behind the 68. And just like that, Brian Voiles goes from 3rd to 1st in under a lap. And he will lead it for the first time here tonight. And that Voiles trucking forward.
Big block
Here
there
comes
to
the
the
31
floor as well.
with a big run on the bottom with help from Fugate. He's got Julian Wilson in the 029 KJ down there as well. And now Jeff Stakanis to the race lead.
Stakanis looking to take the race lead away from Brian Voiles. And he looks to have done it here, heading down into turns 3 and 4. If he can get clear, see if he abandons his teammate in the 9 there on the bottom.
Looks like Mac Daddy Keith McLean has joined the fray down there as well in that 28. With Harry Kodian behind him in the 13, who led a couple laps earlier on.
Another pair of teammates there, 3rd and 4th in line.
Yeah, 31 leads it at the line. I think that's his first lap led of the evening.
Be correct.
So already like more lead changes off this restart than in the whole race up to this. And we've got a wreck. The 19 of Rod Weston has gone around here in the middle of turn 2. And actually, he went upside down.
Oh, and he's smoking.
And it looks like Magoo is involved as well in the 144. Oh my god, he got clobbered by the 00. A massive
Who got on
hit.
the apron? Contact there to the 19, and then here comes
And Gary
that
Jackson's going to come in here and boom!
hit. Wow.
And the 00 has already been upside down tonight as well, but I don't know if the 19 can get that damage repaired this time. That's substantially more than what he had earlier in the race.
Let's go. We got visor cam with Rod.
Yeah, it's got tagged there by the 144 and kind of just tipped over, and then bam, there's the 00 with the big impact to the front of that number 19. So that's our, I think, 3rd yellow here, or 4th?
3rd.
Yeah, 3rd. Looks like the 00 of Gary Jackson has retired with the damage from that hit. And I would imagine the 19 might not be too far behind him. And I think yeah, right as I say that, there he goes. So Rod Weston out of the running tonight as well. So 2 more cars done for the night here on lap 25. 31 left on the racetrack.
Mark DeSenza staying out. Ryan Johnson, Dan Rubino, Bob Gibson, Steve Rubino all staying out. Under, as we said, our 3rd caution of the night.
Interested to see if this is just to get the lap led or if maybe they intend on staying out for the restart. Because we were only green for about 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah.
Maybe banking on another yellow to get back even in terms of a fuel run. Of course, I see a lot of guys that like to stay out during the caution to get their lap led, but we'll see if it's any more than that for these guys up here.
Things have been a little furious and quick here tonight, Dewey. Kind of like the Stanley Cup playoffs that began this week.
Indeed.
I know your Bruins lost game 2 last night
Ew.
to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
As long as they win the series, I don't care how many games it is.
I hope they both lose. Just so you know.
Well, I think whoever wins that series is going to lose to the Panthers anyway, so...
Wow. It's funnier when Toronto loses, though.
Absolutely.
So, sorry if there's any Leafs fans out there. Nobody likes you. Anyways, make sure if you haven't already, click the like button on the video and subscribe. Unless you're a Leafs fan, then you probably don't want to click the like button anymore.
He probably hit the dislike button.
Yeah, well. I think we got a couple Rangers fans out there tonight, maybe? Rangers,
Yeah,
they look
playing
good.
Washington.
That could have been Detroit. Thanks, Torts.
And then there's the Islanders, who just imploded.
That was funny.
It was. It was really funny.
That was funny.
If you're an
honestly,
Islanders fan, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I haven't been able to watch any of the playoffs yet. Been very busy. It's unfortunate. It makes me sad.
I'm liking the Golden Knights conveniently taking Mark Stone off of long-term IR for Game 1 for the 3rd straight year.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
It's crazy. In all honesty, it's crazy that he's in, like, good hockey shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kudos to him. Yeah, Rod, that was an unfortunate end to the night there for you.
One of them racing deals. Should get the one to go here for the restart. So it looks like indeed we are going to have some guys staying out for the restart. Mark DeSenza, Ryan Johnson, the first two of them. '44 and the 46 behind them. They're going to have both Rubinos here in the top 5 for this restart.
You think they're going to work together?
They just might.
Well, how was my question, not...
Oh,
Will
well,
they?
you see, brain shortened. Anyway,
You're what?
I had a brain shortage. Didn't load the question right. Anyway,
Incorrect.
yeah. Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer. We've seen pretty quickly, though, off these restarts, the field getting right back up, double file. I imagine that when they do, you'll find those two Rubinos lined up together. I would assume, I'm going to guess the bottom. We'll see. Of course, Matt Stern, Brian Voiles, two of the fastest cars tonight. Restarting 6th and 7th, so I'm sure they'll make a quick move back to the front off the restart as well. Fugate, Steve Grant, Harry Codian have all been in the mix so far, routing out our top 10. I think when you stay out at a super speedway like this, obviously there's a much higher chance that you can retain those positions than other tracks. So let's see what these guys can do here.
Senza with control coming to lap 30 of 66, closing in on halfway. Green flag, we're back racing from Talladega.
Top 3 broke away again like we saw on the last restart, but once everybody gets up to speed, these gaps should start to close up again. Bob Gibson already started to close up to the backside of that 44. Brian Voiles, Matt Stern, and Fugate all make the move up to the high side as they try to mount a charge back towards the front. Harry Codian up there with them as well in the 13.
So top 3 all single file right now, but here come the 68 and the 4 working together trying to get back to the front of the field. They've been the 2 most aggressive out on track tonight, Dewey.
They've been the 2 fastest on the track tonight as well. So pretty fitting that they work together. Oh my gosh. That was close. Bob Gibson's going to slide up in line in between the 4 and the 13.
You think Bob there got a little scared and said, maybe I'm going to go up here? I'm going to get out
I think he might have.
behind this 44?
Just a little bit. Yeah, that was very close to being not good, but thankfully nothing bad resulted from that, and we're all good.
Yeah, thankfully.
Steve Grant going to go up to the high side on that 11 behind his teammate Wiley King. So now the outside's got numbers compared to the inside, and unsurprisingly now the 68 pulling ahead of that 33 of Mark Senza. Slowly hitting the halfway point. Gonna hit halfway, not this time, but the next time around the start-finish line. And now Bob Gibson goes back to the low side, out of turn 4 by himself. Has pulled up even with the 68.
Not going to be able to get clear, though, so he starts to drift back here.
ate a heck of a run to pull even, but stalls out, of course, with the
No
lack of draft behind him.
You put things so elegantly, Dewey.
Yeah. We try.
Oh, you try.
We do.
That's good.
Now, the 33 right up to the back bumper of the 46, so Gibson should have another shot pull even this time, now that he's got that assistance. Maverick makes a move to the low side there in the 23. Right now, though, it is the Brian Voyle show here at the front of the field as we hit halfway here at the line. 33 down, 33 to go.
Matt Stern there in second, Harry Codian third, Wiley King, and Maverick your top 5 right now. Now, if Maverick wins, is it still Maverick Night in America?
Absolutely.
Okay. There were so many eye rolls probably out there.
More than we can count.
Saw a little bit of a bump from the 46 to the 23. Got that 23 car a little upset on the bottom.
And did a nice job keeping it straight, though. The 3 cars that have led the most laps so far in this race, fittingly, running 1, 2, 3 here up at the front as the 13 of Harry Codian gets himself back onto the podium. But those 2 Speedland teammates of Wiley King and Steve Grant trying to do something about it, but Julian Wilson might do something about it before them. Mac Daddy Keith McLean going with that 029 here down the back.
So you see things starting to shuffle again here at the front of the field. 13 now pulling out a line. He's got help from Julian Wilson and Keith McLean there on the bottom.
Oh! Thought the 4 was about to hook himself across the nose of the 13 for a second.
He's trying to pull Michael McDowell.
Oh, man.
Never mind. Brad never made contact.
Yeah, I'm sure our friend of the show, Garrett, did not like seeing that happen.
I didn't either, so...
Yeah.
Oh, Wilson.
We're getting a little dicey up here.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think Harry tried to get back in line, but the 029 was already there.
Was already trying to get in that line.
Yeah. So now, Mac Daddy behind that 13. Looks like Larry D in the 188 has just gone down pit road and retired from the race. Not sure if that was mechanical or not, but the 188 done for the evening here on lap 37. So we're left with 30 cars left out on the racetrack. So still a lot of cars left to duke it out for the remainder of this race.
Eight there in the 9, now dropping to the bottom, trying to lead that line.
Yeah, a little bit of a gap, though, between himself and Harry Codian, so the 9's going to really not go much of anywhere until that 13 gets back
Ryan
up,
Johnson.
and the 78's in the grass! That's
He's
Ryan
spinning.
Johnson.
We're staying green.
He did a nice job of locking it down and keeping it out of harm's way in the grass, but that's going to cost him a lot of time in that B-Dubs machine.
We'll get back rolling, but we stay green. Hodian slicing to try to get back into that top line. Everyone trying to get up there in that upper line now. The bottom has died, Dewey.
Yeah, it is definitely dissipated here, and it did so very quickly. As the 9 and the 28 are the only two down there, and as well as Jason San Diego. Yeah, we might have a little stretch here where we're probably going to run like this for a bit with a round of pit stops not too far away. Not exactly sure how many laps it'll be until that happens, but of course, much easier to do so when you're single file than running 2-3 wide.
Little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Only slightly.
Only slightly.
We're going to have 26 to go this time by, so might still be 2 more stops from here. I have a couple more on the bottom now.
Yeah, it's not enough right now. And I think
Yeah,
a lot of these guys are probably content to ride around. I say that as we're starting to bump each other for some reason, and we got guys kind of shifting lanes.
Yeah, why say things when they can just immediately contradict us? But the 44 jumps down there. The 59 did as well, Duke Sorensen, though he's a little further back. But again, still not the numbers that that inside line needs to make any substantial progress
Roger, just
towards
know.
the front.
Roger, just know we're going faster than the Cup guys were on Sunday.
Looks like the 33 signaling in Shad. He's going to be pitting this time.
Remember, he was one that stayed out.
Yeah, so he's can't make it
Little
as
bit
long,
shorter.
of course, as these guys can. He banking on a yellow. Didn't end up happening, so...
Locking up the brakes coming to pit road.
Oh, the 44 trying to lock it down as well. Oh, and into the inside wall he goes.
Pino.
Very easy to just get down onto pit road a little too hot and lock it up, and unfortunately that's just what happened there.
Bonk. Did you like my sound effect?
I did.
Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously a risk there by Mark DeSenza to stay out, hoping for a yellow to get back even, but we stayed green, and now that 33 finds himself off cycle compared to the rest of the field, and nobody with him to help draft, so Bob Gibson hits pit road as well in the 46, all up on his own. Would not be surprised if he got a speeding penalty with how hot he came in.
Why you gotta put that mojo on him? Why you gotta even
I
say it?
hope he
Why you
doesn't
gotta
get a
say
speeding
it?
penalty,
Why you gotta
but
say it?
He
Dewey?
was pretty fast.
Come on. You don't gotta say it.
Well, a little too late for that now, don't you think?
It's not my fault. It's your fault.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Look, I'm over here providing information that can help tell the story of the race. And this is what I get for my efforts.
From your boss.
Yeah.
For all the folks that always say they want to work at JTN, they want to work with us on JTN. No, you don't. Anyways.
The T stands for toxicity, anyway. Oh, contact with the 33 and the 11. The pack was putting the Mark DeSenza lap down, and I think Steve Grant washed up a bit, and those two
Did you say
made
the
some
Mark
contact and almost
DeSenza?
caused a big one.
Did you say the Mark DeSenza?
I might have by accident, but that's okay. We know who I was talking about anyway.
I appreciate it. Like proper that you said it that way.
Yeah. Andrew Miller in the 47, gonna hit pit road this time. And indeed, the 46 is coming back down, so it looks like he got busted for speeding in that Camaro. As looks like the 77 gonna go a lap down here as well. Looks like Jason San Diego, Matt Stern, both signaling that they're going to be coming in this time. We'll see if they're joined by anyone else. So that's our second place car in that 4, who's been probably the best car all night tonight after winning the pole.
And he's going to be lonely down on pit. Well, no, Sorensen and San Diego.
As well. So group of 3 here coming in. So we got 21 to go at the line. The window is 18 to 19. So if this front pack can stretch it out even a lap or 2 more, that might be enough to make it on just one more stop. I don't know if the 4 and the 59 and the 22 can make it from here, but I think everybody that's out there right now might be able to stretch it just long enough. And a lot of these guys moving down to the bottom, I think we're going to have more of them coming in this time. Here we go.
Oh boy,
Boyles,
pit stops.
A lot of them are coming in. 68 from the lead, Steve Grant, Harry Kodian, Ken Hansen, Monty Keller.
This kind of puts us on the cusp of making it to the end, Dewey.
Oh, contact, and around goes the 94. Got help from the 112 of Eddie Rayleigh. And that's going to cost Ken Hansen a lot of valuable time here.
Yeah, it might be a race ender.
Yeah, I think Ken's going to need a caution to get back in it now that that's happened. Tough break there for him. Looks like the 23 of Maverick coming in this time, as well as Fugate, Wiley King, and Mac Daddy Keith Klein. Wiley pitting in from the lead. This is the pack of 4 that stayed out a lap longer than everybody else. Got a little pack towards the back here pitting as well, led by Herman Reese. So this looks like this entire cycle...
Oh, we got a caution, Dewey.
Oh boy, and that changes a lot of things.
The 12 is blown up.
I was just about to say, with how spread out this cycle was, I don't think everybody that pitted during it was going to make it all the way. But now with this caution out for the 12 of Mike Rogers, those guys that pit at the beginning of this cycle are going to be able to come back down and top off.
Oh boy.
And that's the caution Ken Hansen needed as well with the contact he just had. A very tough break, obviously, for that 12 car, but this just saved the race of a lot of people.
Well, this caution is going to confuse a lot of these drivers, so we'll try to wait for things to get sorted out here. So you had cars already on pit road, so you got guys coming off pit road. The start-finish line, believe it or not, is not in the tri-oval here at Talladega. I don't know if you knew that or not. We haven't said it 20 times yet this broadcast, so maybe you didn't.
True. Yeah, always gets interesting when you get a caution mid-cycle.
Yes.
So we'll
always
have to see how this shakes all out.
All shakes out. How will it shake out? We don't know. That's why we gotta wait and see how it all shakes out here on JTN. The HOBO Racing Cup Series is brought to you in part by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure if you haven't already, click the like button. Click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. A big thank you, Brian and Kathy Voiles Trucking, for their sponsorship of tonight's race. As always, love to give the team here at HOBO major props. Steve Rubino does a great job putting everything together, getting these guys out on the racetrack each and every week. So just want to, again, give him his flowers, as we always try to do here. Puts on an excellent show each and every week. These drivers have done a fantastic job here tonight, and with less than 20 laps to go, Dewey, things are only going to get more intense.
Indeed they are, and with this yellow, it's going to put everybody good on fuel to the end and all grouped up together for the restart. And at this point, with this few laps left, all bets are going to be off.
All
Looks
the
like
bets are off.
Indeed. Yeah. No Jonte Porter in this neck of the woods.
No what?
No Jonte Porter. Anyway, the looks like it was an ignition issue for the 12. So another mechanical problem along with what we saw earlier with the 10 of Randy Smith.
Dewey, do you like pancakes?
Yeah, I like pancakes.
Do you like waffles?
Yeah, I like waffles.
Do you like French toast?
Yeah, I like French toast.
What don't you like?
What don't I like? The Yankees.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty good. Got a lot of cars down on the apron here.
Yeah, I think what we might be seeing is some of those that are right on the cusp of making it staying out because they don't want to give up track position. As
Well-
Wiley King, like those 4 you see right behind the pace car were some of the last 4 to come in. They pit from those top 4 spots when the caution happened. So they're going to be super, super close on fuel to the end. And obviously, this late in the race, if you're leading it, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
You don't want to give up the lead? You
No, not particularly.
don't want to give up your track position?
No, I do not.
Oh. Why not?
Well, that's not very cool.
Dewey's like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
I'm just Dewey here.
Give it up the lead, Joe. You're breaking my heart.
That's my thing.
Nope, don't care.
That's my thing. You should care. You should care. My little Ducenzo, you're breaking my heart, you know? That's your new nickname, Ducenzo. Book it. How's that make you feel, Dewey?
I don't know. Get back to me on that.
Like, I got a weird question for you, okay? You ready for it?
Sure.
You know, like, when I was younger, I'd get called Joey, right? So I was like, you know, I was a little guy. Joey.
Yeah.
Then as you get older, you grow into Joe. Are you gonna, like, grow into Do?
It's a good question. Truthfully, I don't know.
Because, like, your legal name is Dewey Schramm.
It
right?
is.
So, like, but it's different, right? 'Cause it's
The
not
only
like,
person that's ever called me that is my grandmother.
What?
Do. Yeah.
Oh. Going back green with 15 laps to go, it looks like. Dude, you know what's coming up this week?
What's coming up this week, Joe?
The NFL draft.
Yeah,
How you feeling? You get to see what I get to see what it's like to be your team, and you get to see what it's like to be my team.
if the Patriots pick J.J. McCarthy, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Nah, he's a great kid. He's a great ball player.
I'm sure he is, but
He's a
I
leader.
would much rather have Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, we need a leader.
Jaden Daniels is a leader.
You need a leader that led his team through probably one of the weirdest seasons ever.
I don't know.
I will be there in downtown Detroit. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. Hoping it stays, doesn't rain. We're looking good right now. But it is going to be a little bit chilly. And I definitely did not buy tickets to be in the draft theater because no.
Well, we've also got a leader to lead us through what might be
What might be the last
the
restart?
weirdest restart of the night,
Yeah,
and the man of the hour for that
it's Wiley King.
95 of Wiley King.
I'm stealing your thunder. Yeah, he's gonna
Unreal.
have an interest. He's in an interesting spot here. He's got his first teammate behind him is Maverick in the 23. You got Keith McLean there in second. Fugate third. Brian Voiles has been one of the fastest, if not the fastest car on track. Him and Matt Stern in the 4, but Matt is
Where is the 4? He's in 21st for this restart.
deep in the field.
Yeah. I think he was one of the first ones that pit, so he might have had to come back down to top off.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Going back to the restart. 15 laps to go here from Talladega.
Gonna be real close for these top 4 if they make it.
And reach up, pull those belts tight, Dewey.
Gonna need them.
Hope not. Green flag. Green, green, green.
That was a very spread out restart.
No kidding. Like, where did
Wow.
everybody go?
What?
They were sleeping.
Brian Voiles has like 0.3 of a second between the car in front of him and the
Look at
car
this.
behind him.
We'll get out of this wide shot in a second, but, like, look at this field.
That 68's in his own zip code down the backstretch.
Oh, no.
I don't know how that happened, but like that is probably very good for this top 4, at least for right now.
Oh, they're packed up, but you see McLean making a move to the bottom. If I was Keith, I would have kept pushing that 95 for a few laps.
Gonna say if you're the 28, you probably could have saved a little bit of gas if you stayed behind the 95.
I don't think gas is a concern anymore.
Well, for those 4 maybe, but
Nah, no concern.
Wiley will file in behind this group of 3. Now Mac Daddy to the point. 14 circuits left here at Dega.
14-1-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Field really hasn't started to bunch back up yet either. We're still very, very spread apart. About the complete opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Again, because whenever I say something, it's funny if I get contradicted immediately.
Of course.
Naturally. I think the 68 might be within distance now of the 95, though. And we've got Harry Kodian and Julian Wilson leading the second pod through the tri-oval. But I think eventually we're going to get at least about a group of 10 here up at the front. I don't know how many more than that we'll get, though.
So they're still single file. They're still trying to sort things out. They're getting doubled up now.
Here comes the 13 and the 029. They've got a huge head of steam here down the backstretch.
It's the inside of Maverick.
Yeah, they were just about 7th and 8th. They're going to be 4th by the end of this corner. They're going to have to let off here, though, for Fugate. But just like that, Kodian, Julian Wilson, and the 31 all back in this thing, as well as Steve Grant.
And don't look now. There's Herman Reese in the 73. He started up front, dropped to the back almost immediately. And look at him. He's back up in the fray in the top 10.
Yeah, Herman's laid back just about all race, but now with 12 laps to go, that 73 finds himself inside the top 10 and in the main group competing for the win. So 73 is definitely going to be one to watch out for. And Monty Keller back here as well in the 028. Haven't really talked about him at all tonight, but part of this looks like pack of 11 that we're going to have duking it out. We've got a group of 5 further back here on the backstretch. We'll have to see if they can stay single file and try to catch up to this main group. But for right now, it is 11 cars, all compact up at the front, that will do battle for the win. Another pack of about 10 or so coming through the tri-oval right now. But I don't think these guys are going to catch up unless the caution comes out. 2 by 2 all the way through this front pack of cars. Mac Daddy on the bottom, Brian Voiles on the top. As we make our way to 10 laps to go, time is running out for those behind them to make their move.
It's time for your Death Craver 10 to go. Death Craver chronicles the story of Enzo, a young racer who is approached by an agent to participate in this top secret underground race to be seen, never before seen racetracks and the like, but little does he know he's got to go against Death Craver and his deranged squadron of assault racing vehicles and drivers. You gotta read the book to find out more. It's available now on Amazon, or you can head on over to ZachRogersBooks.com. Death Craver 10 to go.
Not surprising to see that outside line pull ahead a little bit with the 1 or 2 car advantage that it has.
And it's
Now
not the
top
fastest
2
one.
Yeah. And now Brian Voiles and Maverick are both completely clear of both lines. But
So
here
is
comes
KJ.
Julian Wilson. Barely got in front of Keith McLean to get down to the bottom. Brian Voiles comes down to block that line. And that 029 wants the lead bad. He's all over the back bumper. That's 68 now. It is getting spicy up here. Looking back at this little group of 5, I don't think they're really making much progress here to try to catch this main group. So I think this bigger pack behind them is going to catch them at some point. So if this stays green all the way, it looks like it's going to be one of these 11 cars that will come home victorious. Inside line all of a sudden looks very, very dominant. The outside fell apart very quickly. Only 4 cars up there right now, led by the 23. Coming up here on 7 laps left.
Ooh, a little bit of blinky blinky. Dewey, as we approach 6 laps to go when we hit the line, when do you have to start making this move? Because right now it seems like all of these drivers, they're content to just stick in line, work together. You got 2 teammates there, 2nd and 3rd. You got 2 teammates there, 4th and 5th. And out in front, you got the independent Brian Voiles in the 68. I know there's friendships at play there at the front, but friendships don't matter in stock car racing.
No, they do not. I think at least one of these sets of teammates will probably pull up with either 2 or 3 to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought, but we...
Is it easier to
Of course
make a
I'll
block
see.
when you're single file?
Yes,
Why?
of course it is. Well, you got no momentum on the other line. Only like 1 or 2 cars up there. But, interesting, though, that it's set up this way, where we were double file...
Oh, Herman
Oh,
Reese!
no!
What a
And they
save from the
saved
driver of the
it.
73.
Oh, my gosh!
That's going to get rid of a little bit of the energy from the back half of this pack.
Yeah, I might take him and Monty Keller out of this thing.
See, the
Coming to
rest
5 laps to go.
of the field still splintered, so we'll keep our eyes here at the front.
And it looks like Herman and Monty Keller are going to end up being swallowed up here by this second group of cars. And this second group of cars is being closed in on by that bigger group. They're taking about 3/10 off a lap, but won't be enough to get them back towards the front. Did the 73 just blow up?
Did he?
He's slow on the bottom into 3.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm not sure what's going
Oh, we got
on
a
there, but-
caution. We're racing back to the line. Dewey, this might be the end of the race. Voiles with a push from Julian Wilson in the 029. Coming back to the line. It's going to be Voiles getting
That
to
might
the
have been
caution.
for the win.
That might have been for the win.
Was the caution for Herman?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to
with-
be.
And with 4 to go
That's
at the
gonna
line
end the
there, yeah,
race.
that might have just been for the win. And if it was, Brian Voiles, man, you want somebody to win a plate race for you. That 68's your guy. Because he might have just done it again.
His 73 blowing up there. He hits the clutch to try to avoid it. And if we watch the replay of this battle back to the line, Julian Wilson's there in second. Got Keith McLean there in third. 28, I think, is going to be the first to kind of dip out of line. He's going to get a little bit of a run here off of 4. They know the caution's out at this point. Fan out. 68 going to stay loyal to the bottom line. And that pays off and gets in the dividends. He leads it back, and Dewey's probably going to take home the victory here tonight.
Yeah, won the most recent Bomb Squad race at Talladega. Might have just won the most recent Hobo race at
Daytona.
Talladega as well. And yeah, looks like it was
anyway,
an engine expiration there
data.
for Herman Reese. So looks like it's going to be a 29th place finish for that 73
Sorry,
car
Kathy.
tonight. All right, so taking 3 to go here under yellow. Hopefully this is a quick yellow and we can get like a 1-lap shootout, but I'm not sure if we're going to.
Yeah, I don't think so, Dewey. I think we might be donezo.
And we might just be.
Dewey's very disappointed, folks. He's like crying up here in the booth. We gotta mute his mic every now and then.
Hey, I ain't crying, but I gotta be honest, it is a little disappointing. I was setting up to be pretty good. That's just how it happens sometimes.
That is just how it shakes out sometimes.
So, at this point, when the field crosses the line here to take 2 laps to go,
Mm-hmm.
if the pace lights turn off at the line, we'll have a 1-lap shootout, but if the pace lights stay on, then the race will end under caution, and Brian Voiles will officially be our winner.
Correct.
So, get a little drum roll going here to see if we can get back going.
Okay, I can't do that for that long.
It can't sustain it. Alright, through the trial we go. I'm sure Brian Voiles hoping those lights stay on. Everybody behind him probably hoping they turn off. And at the stripe, what are they going to do? It looks like they're staying on.
Means Brian
and that
Voiles.
means that Brian Voiles is going to be your winner tonight here at Talladega.
Julian Wilson will finish second. Keith McLean will finish third.
Fugate and Jeff Stakanis will round out our
Stakanis.
top 5.
Stakanis.
Stakanis.
Kennis.
Eric Kodian, P6. Steve Grant, P7. So that 11 car should leave here.
Thanks for tuning
With-
in, Barb.
Yeah, Steve should retain the points lead and might actually extend it with that finish. Got 3 Speedland cars all in a row, 7th, 8th, and 9th here with Maverick and Wiley King. And looks like Monty Keller will finish out our top 10. So the one guy in this field that wanted those lights to stay on got his wish here. Everybody else probably hoping that caution came out a lap or two earlier.
Thank you for the compliments. We appreciate ya. Remember, the next time we're live is going to be Sunday night back here with HOBO Racing with their Truck Series event from Dover. Tune in 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday night. No Bomb Squad event this week due to some conflicts on our side of things, so again, apologies out to those drivers and you fans.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that one, but unfortunately sometimes those things just happen.
I mean, you can still go watch it, I'm sure.
Who's to say I won't?
I'm going to check in to see if you did now, just so you know.
There will be a quiz on this later.
There will be.
White flag in the air here under yellow. So we're just slowly delaying the inevitable here.
I don't know if Zach is out there, but Zach, give me some trivia questions to ask Dewey
Unbelievable.
about the race Thursday.
If you ask me those questions on air, I may melt.
Best part is you won't have another one of their broadcasts for 2 weeks.
Rats.
Yeah. Again, folks, stick around. We'll get post-race results for you. We'll talk with our podium finishers here tonight from Talladega. As always, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN this week. Make sure you leave a like on the video and make sure you are subscribed. You can click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. Does a lot to help support us. You can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork. Here on X, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at JoeTowNetwork. Make it nice and simple, nice and easy for you. Same handle everywhere. Also encourage you out there to go over to our friends, or to us and our friends. I don't know how we refer to them, but go to Track and Turf here on YouTube. We made a post today right here on the JTN page, so you can go to our YouTube channel, find that post. New episode of the Fake Racers podcast came out today, so we encourage you to go give that one a watch. Go give it a listen on your favorite podcast platform as the field enters the Trioval. Fans giving them the salute, as Brian Voiles is going to take home the checkered flag here from the Talladega Superspeedway in the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Brian Voiles, your race winner here tonight.
The plate track king around these parts. That 68 has done it again.
Again, Dewey.
Again.
Again. Oh,
Oh, Steve. Not a lot of attrition in this race either. We had 35 take the green flag, 28 took the checkered flag. Only 7 cars did not finish. 24 on the lead lap. That's a pretty solid race, Joe.
it was. Pretty dang good race. Brian Voiles brings it around. He'll get to burn it down here. He's your race winner tonight from the Talladega Superspeedway. I don't think I've seen this one before.
It's a first for everything.
We'll move on and get our post-race results on your screens momentarily, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. A big thank you to all these drivers here tonight. Large field from Talladega. Remember, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so is the best way to help support us here on JTN, the JoeTowNetwork. Got weekly NR2003 action. Again, next time we're live is going to be Sunday night, right back here with our friends at HOBO, but that time from Darlington. So tune in for coverage of that race kicking off at 8:50 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go ahead. You want to go third to first?
Why don't we do that?
Let's start with Keith McLean.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and
Hey,
dial up the driver of the number 28, pull him away from his teammate, Julian Wilson. But Keith McLean, Keith, you got a copy.
Mac Daddy in the house.
Well, how you doing, buddy? Third place finish, podium on a super speedway. That's, that's good, right? Feels good.
Yeah, no wrecked car. That felt great.
How this race tonight, it had some ebbs and flows into it. You have the green flag cycle of pit stops and a caution comes out in the middle of it, and that can get confusing at times. How difficult was it to kind of manage this race with the up and down nature of it?
It was like aggravating. It seemed like every time we got going good, we got to rolling. Me and KJ was trying to work together. It seemed like every time we got rolling, caution would come out. So then we just started topping off, and it let us get, I don't know, some of the guys did, some of them didn't, and that showed up. If it would have played out there at the end before that last caution came out, or the one before. Some of us could have made it, and some of us could.
How difficult then are those strategies to manage? Because you had guys staying out to try to get track position. It feels like track position may be a little more crucial tonight with the larger field. I don't know if you agree with that assessment or not, but how tough is it to kind of manage the strategies that the other drivers are? Do you even try to do that?
Well, once the race gets going, you just try to stay as close to the front. Try to get up in that front group there where you can try to manage, or do like Brian Voiles and just get up front and manage the whole race. He's putting on a clinic.
I was going to say, how impressed with that 68 were you tonight?
I just started, hell, I just follow him.
Fair enough. Well, Keith, man, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. You got great partners on the car, got great folks to shout out. The floor is yours. You know what to do, Mac Daddy.
Hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Brian Bowles for that, continuing his super speedway dominance. Everywhere he shows up, he wins. Give a shout out to his wife, Kathy, for supporting that dude. He is the man. Shout out to my girl, Pam, and Steve Rubino for making this show keep going every week, keeping us even keel. And good shout out to y'all boys for doing a wonderful job y'all do. So I'm out. Mac Daddy!
Keith McLean, driver the number 28, your third place finisher. Keith, as always, a pleasure talking with you. Can't thank you enough for bringing the energy to the booth after the race, and congratulations on a great run.
Thank you, Joe.
Mac Daddy, your third place finisher tonight. Let's go ahead And next, talk with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the 029, Julian Wilson. KJ, got a copy.
Yeah, Joe, I got you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than I thought I was going to be doing here about an hour and a half ago.
I started from the back, 33rd. Finished second. Got through all the calamity. There was a big crash there at the start. We didn't see it because our cameras pooped out. But, you know, how'd you like this race tonight? Especially getting a podium on a super speedway.
Well, they're always better when I finish them, especially on all four tires. But yeah, that wreck, starting in the back, you kind of got to either make a decision. Do you want to go or do you want to ride in the back? And I was staying back there and I seen the smoke. And then I think somebody blew up or something. And
Yeah.
when somebody does that up front, everybody just starts fanning out. And usually somebody can't just stopped and kind of let most of the cars spin out of the way. And after that, we just started making our way to the front. Pretty uneventful race for me here. So we'll take it.
Green flag pit stops were interesting. I think at that point you get split up from your teammate there in 28. Do you guys kind of have the similar strategy? I know there's a lot of communication there between you and Keith, but how much of that is just kind of a trust in one another to, okay, you're going to make the best decision for you, I'm going to make the best decision for me, and it's going to work out for both of us, and we'll be back together again?
Well, I kind of did him dirty earlier. I left him hanging in a groove. I don't know if you noticed, and I switched lanes on him, and he got stuck. But he got an extra lap of fuel than me somewhere. We're running the same setup pretty much, same gear. I don't know where he got it, but the caution kind of saved me, and I think it saved Brian too, and probably Harry, because I think we were like a lap and a half too short, and it's really hard to save that here.
Yeah.
And a couple guys topped off, and I think they were going to be in the catbird seat. The caution fell right after we pitted, so it kind of just fell right in our lap. We got all our track position back and back at the front there. So you got to pick your strategies and be able to adapt to what's going on there. And when all hell breaks loose at the end, you just got to start blocking and watching the mirror.
Well, all heck breaks loose there at the end. You're racing back to a caution. You're just pushing the 68. I think Keith makes a move on you coming off of turn 4. Is that tough to kind of be put in that box there at the end of the race, knowing that you're coming down, you know, it's 4 laps to go when you get to yellow, but knowing that it is for the win?
Well, I told Brian earlier I was going to push him to the win if I could, so I was committed to. Committed to Brian. Yeah, I was committed to Brian. I didn't want to pull it when that caution came out. I thought about it. I said, "Oh, I got a little bit of a run, but I don't want to leave him hanging like that." And Keith was going to follow me until the very end, and I was overheating really bad behind Brian. I put tape on it. I was expecting the green flag run. So when we all got bunched up and that initial restart, something happened and we got so spread out.
Yeah.
It eliminated half the field. They couldn't catch us if we stayed single file. I was really where I was trying to be Brian's eyes from behind there. And I was telling him about that second pack coming. And luckily we caught and passed somebody and kind of stalled them out. They had a huge run coming on us. If we'd have stayed single file, they probably would have passed us. But yeah, at the end, I was committed to Brian no matter what. I was going to push him to the win, get him a win over here. He's had some pretty bad luck over here when he's raced with us over here at Hobo. So I was committed, and I seen Keith pull out, and I called him his nickname that I cannot say on the broadcast here. I'll get banned off the broadcast. But as soon as he pulled out, I thought he had me, and I thought he had 3 cars. And he was going to win the race. But we got 1, 2, 3. It didn't matter the order. We got top 3, all of us.
Well, KJ, great finish here tonight, second place. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Got great partners, great folks behind you. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Dewey, here in the booth at JTN for broadcasting over at Hobo. A lot of good guys over at Hobo, big fields. From what you can see, we're pretty much running 25, 30 guys a week over here. Thanks to Steve Rubino and all the other admins here at Hobo for each and everything they do each week. It's a long grind season. A lot of guys coming in and out, a lot of guys showing up each week. So thanks to everybody who showed up tonight. A lot of good racing tonight, a lot of blown motors. That was most of the cautions. Good win to Brian. He seems to be winning all these plate tracks. I don't know what he's got going on, but he wins a lot of them. So good win, Brian. Give a shout out to also Brian and Kathy Voles and Voles Trucking for sponsoring tonight. Don't want to forget that. Good run to Keith there, teammate. Matt had a good car, but he was on the wrong side of that caution there. Kind of screwed his race up there. But it's a good race, everybody. And I'll see you next time over here, Joe. I don't know when you're doing another one over here, but I'll see you over here whenever you come back.
Okay. Sunday night?
Oh, what's going on Sunday night?
Well, we're here Sunday night.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's going on? What race is Sunday night?
Dover trucks.
Oh, maybe we'll see. We'll see how
Okay.
work goes.
All right.
I might not get off work in time.
Okay, fair enough. KJ, as always, pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time. Congratulations on a great run tonight.
All right, thank you guys.
Julian Wilson, driver of the 029, your second place finisher here tonight from Talladega. Let's go ahead and finally bring in down in victory lane. He's got the wreath on his shoulders. Driver of the number 68, Brian Voiles. Brian, you got a copy?
I got you, Joe.
So am I supposed to like bow down to you, say all hail the king? Like what is, do you have a crown yet? I mean,
Just spray champagne everywhere.
okay.
That'd be good enough. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Hey, every king wants something different because you've become the dominant force on these super speedways. We talked about it ad nauseum tonight because it seemed like, you restart fifth and you were back in the lead 2 or 3 laps later. How much fun is that to be that good at this style of racing?
It's fun, Joe, but it's a whole lot of luck, man. I'm telling you, it's just luck. That last restart, we sitting there pacing at 70 and the yellow flag's still out. And I look up and hell, they're gone. They took off, and I didn't know if I'd even gonna catch them because they got up like 8/10 ahead of me and was still pulling. But luckily I caught back up to the leaders, and the 2 cars in front of me slid high and I went low behind the guys in front. And by the time we got out of the next corner, they had done fell back and just left me the top. And I just had momentum and there I was right up there next to Keith.
So you're saying being in no man's land kind of helped you refocus on things?
Oh, a whole lot. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Obviously caution comes out there at the end, Brian, and at that point, I know that things are going to get a little hectic behind you. Did you think there'd be different runs coming, or did you kind of see the 28 being the first to pull out of line and make the move off of turn 4?
I seen Keith pull high, and I knew if KJ stayed behind me, we'd be all right. But I wasn't sure as long as they didn't have any help up, a big run on the top side. So I just stayed low and pulled KJ with me, and just hoping that they didn't have enough, momentum to drive on by us before we got to the line.
You weren't going to throw any crazy blocks?
Oh, if he'd have got up there next to KJ, you probably would have seen me slide up in front of him.
Well, Brian, a big win here tonight, man. Congratulations on the victory. Want to first, before we let you do all your thanks and sponsors and all that, want to give you a big thanks for bringing us out here tonight to showcase what these guys have going on here at Hobo. They do excellent racing. Steve does a great job leading it, but a big thank you to you and Kathy Voiles Trucking for your sponsorship here tonight. And now, without further ado, I want to turn the mic on over to you. Got great partners behind you. Got great folks to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, I want to thank Hobo Racing, Steve and Bino over here. These guys have a great league, have had for years. A lot of fun to come and race with all these folks over here. Got to thank my lovely wife, Kathy, as always, because her support of me racing is a big support for all of us. And, man, it's just a blast to be able to come out here and run. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Y'all been partnering with us for about 3 years now, and it's been an awesome deal for all of us. And just here we go again, man. Just got lucky again. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Brian, it's a little bit more than luck, man, but I appreciate the humble nature here down in Victory Lane. Congratulations on the win again here tonight, man. Always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Glad we're getting to talk with you more and more after these races. And again, congratulations on a big win and a big thank you for your support of what we do here on JTN and these guys here at Hobo tonight.
All right. Thank you, guys.
BSR, Brian Voiles, driver, the number 68, your race winner here tonight from Talladega. Dewey, to wrap up our coverage. These guys here at Hobo, they'll keep trucking on. We'll be back with them for their Truck Series race Sunday, and the Cup Series will move on Tuesdays. And they got a good championship battle brewing here that's going to start playing out throughout the summer.
Indeed, they are. Glad we got the opportunity to come down here for a night and see what it's all about, and hopefully in the future we get to do it again. Because I got to tell you, I don't know about you, but I had a pretty fun time tonight.
Oh, a lot of fun here tonight. And folks, if you want to get in on the fun, you can head to HOBORacing.com to find out more, how to sign up. They got cars, tracks, everything you need to get ready to go racing with the guys here at Hobo. Remember, the next time we are live here on JTN is going to be Sunday night with our friends right here at Hobo for the Truck Series event from the Dover Motor Speedway, coverage kicking off at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember to follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Also, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the like button right here on JTN. Again, big thank you to Brian Cathy Voiles Trucking, for their sponsorship here tonight of this race. And again, a big thank you to Steve Rubino, his entire team here at Hobo Racing. They do an excellent job. And we encourage you, again, if you're looking for a place to race, check out Hobo on the web, HOBORacing.com. With all of that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Dewey Schramm, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down in the tunnel turn, these guys are throwing it through there and around to the back
no.
the wall, as well as RJ Bishop down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh no, big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh my
God.
Ricky
Big
J,
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
the leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard on the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a track race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Bluff 200 in thrilling fashion.